Miss Morrow. I'm Lindsay's teacher.
Nice to meet you.
Mrs. Smith, how are you doing today?
I'm doing really well. I'm just curious to know how my baby's doing in your classroom.
I just want to say that she's a pleasure, like as far as her grades are amazing, so you must be doing something right at home, working with her, and just going over things because her grades are just stellar.
Yep, she's been working on flashcards since she was 3 years old. She's just amazing when it comes to academics.
Okay, so I'm going to go over the sheet that I have that I already filled out some of it. And I have academic strengths. So Lindsay achieves all of her academic goals. She excels in all areas such as reading, math, language arts, science, and social studies. And then the academic concerns that I have, and I just want to show you this real quick. This is her current report card along with her the last 2 quarters, and you can see she has hundreds across the board. And as far as her work habits, she's outstanding. So I just wanted to go over that real quick with you so you know where we're at. But the only academic concern that I have is she might need extra enrichment or maybe extra more challenging work to do. Like she finishes her work really quickly. So I was thinking about just adding some extra enrichment for her.
Yeah, I'm 100% on board with that.
And then her behavioral strengths, she shows respect for class materials and supplies. So anytime she uses a book, she makes sure not to rip pages. She's makes sure to take good care of it. She puts it away where it's supposed to go. She's very honest or trustworthy. If I need to ask her questions, she will tell me the truth. She's very honest. The only concerns that I have, and you can see down here where it says attitudes and behavior, there's some that's satisfactory, some needs improvement, but they're just minor. But then the ones that I'm concerned are the unsatisfactory. But mainly she needs some improvement with her social behavior, because she often says things that may hurt like other children as far, and not being mean. She just like tells them that she's smarter than them, and that's off-putting to them and sometimes hurts their feelings because they might not be able to keep up academically, or so maybe that's something you can work on with her. Just her attitude as far as like making sure she's humble about, and she is great at her academics, and I understand she's proud of it, but sometimes it's just hurtful to the other students. So if we can work on that, that'd just be one thing we can work on. And then she often, if things don't go exactly her way, she kind of has some frustrations, and she doesn't know how to calm herself once she gets frustrated. So things have to go exactly as she wants. And even when she's dealing with like the other children, if like the game's not being played her way, or if they don't not playing a game because she doesn't want to, things like that, like she has to have everything her way or certain ways. So maybe those are things that we can work on as well.
Now, what would you recommend for me to help work on those with her?
Well, I put down here, we're gonna work on the behavior, like redirection, because sometimes like even with adults, like she can be a little disrespectful, but that's like I said, it's just a needs improvement, not an unsatisfactory. But we're gonna work on that, and I have a chart that I found specifically for her that I'm gonna put on her desk, and we're gonna add stickers to it. So if I see that she went above and beyond and tried to like change her behavior, then she'll earn stickers for rewards, and she could either pull out of the treasure box, or she can eat lunch in the classroom with a friend, and that may help like socially, because eating lunch in the classroom with and choosing a friend, she may like that friend and her may click, and she might be able to be a little bit more like herself. So maybe that can be like a goal, like on Fridays, if she had a great week, we can use that to help.
Okay. Yep, and I see where the problem is. She doesn't have many brothers or sisters at home, not very many friends to play with at home. We try to go to the park every once in a while, after work, to go and play on the playground, and I kind of see that when she's socializing with some of the other kids that are younger than her on the playground. She's a little bit bossy, and she'll kind of like push them around a little bit, so.
I totally understand. I have a child that she's a little that way too, but they're very headstrong and they tend to end up being great down the line. It's just getting them to learn their behaviors now so that we can, get the best out of her. She tends to be very aware of herself, so working on these things, I think she'll end up excelling just like she does in everything else. Are there any questions that you might have?
Well, you said that you're going to be challenging her a little bit more. What specific things did you have in mind that you're going to set up for her in the classroom?
In the back of the classroom, I'll try and set up some extra enrichment, and there's, even though everybody's on level on 3rd grade, sometimes they have lower level and higher level, even though it's the same assignment, they'll like have a higher level assignment. So I'll try to like print some of that stuff, put that in the back, and then she can work on that. I'll put some paper back there if she wants to work on some essays, because she likes to write. So I'll put some paper back there if she wants to write some essays.
She loves to write essays.
Yeah.
She does that all the time at home.
But I'll give her specific questions, and maybe she can have more critical thinking to those like essays, and we'll work on that. And then also, if you can, and I'll try to help as well when we go to the media center, to work on books like a little bit higher than her level, as far as like not content, but as far as like the words in it just being the vocabulary being higher, so that she can start like challenging herself more.
Okay, so would you say like AR level 4.0 or 5.0 or even higher?
She is right now she is on a 5th and 6th grade level, so anywhere in there, but I would tend, especially with her higher enrichment, leaning towards more of the 6th grade level.
Now, are we going to see problems with the content in those higher level books? Because they might be more geared for the middle school age group, and she is only in 3rd grade.
That's true, but there are some books out there, and like I said, I'll help as far as the media center, because our media center specialists are pretty good about that. So we'll try and find, they have some books that are geared, they're geared to family oriented, more type books. So like we can work on some of those titles to see if we can find her something where it's not, the content's
A
not.
little more age appropriate
Yes.
for her, right? Okay.
Yeah, because there are books out there, you just gotta look. And then I'll also, I'll do some research as well to see if I can find some books. And you can always skim through them and see if they're appropriate for you, like you feel they're appropriate for her.
Okay, now will those books come home?
Yes, but anything they get from the media center, if they check them out, they can take them home at night. They just gotta make sure they return them or bring them back the next day so that they can read them during class if they need to.
Okay, sounds great. Now I did have one more question. How do you test the kids?
We have our assessments weekly, so like sometimes on Thursdays and sometimes on Fridays we'll have our reading tests, our math tests, our science tests. Science might be like every 2 weeks or so. Reading and math will probably be every week. Reading and math might be every week. And then social studies and science will alternate maybe every 2 weeks or so. We'll have a test or an assessment on that. And they'll be your standard tests. But we also use things like iReady, we use STAR testing, and iReady is basically the computer based, and you can see it at home because they're actually able to log on at home if they wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a computer based reading system or math system and it actually helps them and sees what level they're actually at, and it starts building on that level. And STAR is just to find out what reading level they're on as far as their books. And that's where she got that AR level, 5th and 6th grade level, is from the STAR reading. And the iReady level, that's just a separate one that like is on its own just for that program.
Okay. Thank you.
And now that they're in 3rd grade as well, they also have FSA that they're supposed to pass, but due to COVID, they are kind of waiving that a little. It's basically up to us if they pass or not, but we won't have any problems as long as she stays in this direction.
Okay. Now, is there anything that I can do at home to help with these attitude and behavior improvements?
The behavior improvements, I would just talk about mainly, because maybe she just doesn't realize how the other kids are like perceiving what she's saying. So I think it's more of that, like she just doesn't realize like how it's coming off to the other children.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just maybe talk to her about it. Like I would go that route first before we actually set up a plan for her, because we're gonna do, like I said, with the stickers and earning rewards, so she'll get to see like her actions being implemented as far as that. But then if you talk to her a little bit at home just to work on those things, and as far as her academics, you're obviously doing a lot at home and just keeping up with her homework. Are there any other questions that you have?
Nope, I think we have a solid foundation here, and I think we're gonna be moving into a positive direction.
And like I said, she's a wonderful student. I love having her in my classroom. She will not be a problem for anybody, like as far as whenever she goes to just specials, all of the specials teachers, she excels in all their classes as well. So
did you have anything you wanted to show me?
Oh, I have this, and the parent input, I'm just gonna put that you're gonna work on behaviors at home.
Okay.
And the extra enrichment we spoke about. And all of that extra enrichment work, I'll send that home with her so that you can see all of the extra work that she'll be doing as well on top of her normal classwork. And these are just examples of her work in class, and you can see her, even just her penmanship is great for a 3rd grader. And she's actually trying to learn cursive, which I feel like we're teaching it little by little, but she really enjoys it. That's one thing. And then this is the iReady lessons that I was telling you about. It's broken up into 2 things. There's ELA and math, and every time they get an 80 or higher, they get to fill out a star. And at the end of the stars, they can earn a sticker as well. And you can see she's already filled up complete one for this quarter already. And then we did triple digit, and then she had extra time, so she was able to color. And then this was setting up the problems, which can be a little hard for some of the students, but she was able to line them up, the ones column and line up the tens column, and she did really well on the math. So she, like I said, her academics are on point.
That's my baby.
You should be proud. And do you have any other questions?
No, I think that's all. Do I get to keep these, or do you need these back?
Nope, you can take all of this. This is all yours. And also, I'm gonna make a copy of this, and I'll send this home as well. This is just everything we talked about today. And then I even put like your concerns on there. And then I'll make a copy of it and send that home as well.
Okay.
All right?
This one's going on the fridge.
Thank you for coming in. And like I said, she's a pleasure to have in class.
Yes. Thank you for taking the time to meet with me.